This is my slightly modified E46 330Ci, and in this video we'll be installing an M3 GTR bonnet, E46 style M3 wing mirrors, and a few other bits, including a present from a company I'll tell you about in a minute. If you haven't been following the build or you're new to the channel, here's what we've been up to so far. Oh, and to address the elephant in the room, my voice is like this because I've got tonsillitis, not because I had a heavy weekend. Let's hope voice over me sounds a lot better. Thankfully, I do. Now, so far in this build, we have cleaned and installed some absolute barn-find Recaro bucket seats from a Corsa VXR, put angel eyes into the existing headlights. Me and Dean then fit a brand new fibreglass CSL front bumper, along with some genuine M3 front wings that I refurbished myself. And now, let's not forget about the best mod we've done so far, the full exhaust system with the M3 exit that sounds like this. That's how the build sits currently, and now it's time to crack on with installing these new E46 style wing mirrors. Now this, as I said, is an E36, not an E46 style wing mirror. E46 doesn't have the two stems where the E36 does, and in my opinion it's the better mirror. So we're going to take this off. Hopefully I don't have to remove the door card. I may have to do, but we'll find out. So I'm going to take this one off, put this one on, and yes, it's electrics. I do have to wire it in, but it does mean it's going to work with the OEM electrics. Here you can see me remove the wing mirror cover, where you have to pull it out and then pull it up to not snap that bottom clip. Then unbolt the wing mirror to try and find these wires. Annoyingly, I think I'm going to have to take the door card off because the electrics lead down here. I was hoping I'd be able to pull the electrics out enough to unclip them, but I don't think I'm going to do that. With this being the first time I removed the door cards, I found it to be pretty simple. Like any older car, especially an older BMW, there were a series of bolts followed by a series of clips holding the door cards on. I simply undo the bolts, not forgetting the one behind the airbag badge. Then I pull the door cards, trying not to snap any clips as I do so. With that being a success, I found the wires that I could simply unplug and set free. I then need to mount the new mirror to the new mirror bracket and get that put on the car. After a lot of faffing around, I managed to find 3 cables that worked with a lot of cables that come in there, and we now go down and up. Haven't figured out how to go left and right, but for now I'm leaving it because I've done enough. I hate wiring, and I'm going to get somebody properly to look at it, maybe get Dean to look at it. He's a little bit better at wiring than me. However, we found up and down, so we're going to leave it there, put all this back together, and then compare the new to the old wing mirror. To put the door card back on, you simply line it up roughly where it needs to go and just pop those clips back in, making sure all the clips line up and they all pop back into place. Then you can put all the bolts back in and make sure that airbag badge goes back over where it should go. So there we go, that is one side done. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. It is carbon style, which is obviously not real carbon, but they were quite cheap, and this is a budget build. And if we move over to the passenger side, that I obviously haven't done yet, and compare it to that, this is a lot more early 2000s, which obviously the car is early 2000s, but I think the aggressive look of the M3, E36 M3 style is so much more aggressive and suits this build. And with that being said, I need to get the passenger side done, so I'll catch up with you guys when that's on and show you the finished product. That is the E36 M3 mirrors all on and done and finished. They were sitting a little bit goofy, so I had to go back, undo them, put some spacers in, and now they're sitting much better. A lot more aggressive, and they suit this build perfectly, especially with the GTR bonnet that's about to go on and what we've got in store for the next video. It's now time for a couple of fixes and that present from the company I told you about earlier on in the video. In the video where I installed the wings and the bumper to the car, I noticed on my drop links I have perished rubber seals, and that's not good. That can get weather in there and start to rust them, and they just basically become no good. So a company called Bavinci have sent me out some new drop links for the E46. Bavinci sell loads of parts, from engine upgrades to performance upgrades, aesthetic upgrades, and even suspension and suspension components like these drop links. This is not a paid promotion, so I can pretty much say whatever I want about the product, and I think it's safe to say these are much better than these, which these are also aftermarket. They're better than stock because they're adjustable, but if you can tell, these ones don't have rubber around them to protect them, which means that they've just got movement all over the place, whereas the Bavinci ones have a proper rubber seal and they are solid, so they're going to do the job just right. I want to give Bavinci a big shout out for sending me these drop links, and if you use my code here, TD11, you'll get 11% off their entire range of products. So make sure you go check them out in the link in the description, use the code TD11 and you'll get 11% off. Now that all the drop links are done, it's time to replace this boot trim, which holds the button and also the lights for the number plate. This one has been broken ever since I got the car, so whenever you open the boot, it's a pain in the arse and it just pulls out. So I don't want it to break anymore, time to replace it. This is a very simple fix and quite a common fault with the E46, as the plastic holding the trim is thin and can break over time. It's simply 4 Torx head screws and an electrical connector holding this on. Once I have the old trim off, I better wipe the 23-year-old dirt away before reinstalling the new trim that's supposed to be a direct fit, but we find out it's not quite that simple. Luckily, the electrical connector is plug and play and all the electrics do work, however we find out this. This does have the 4 holes in it, however these are the only 2 holes that line up, but with that being said, it's pretty solid at the side still, so it's not going anywhere. And seeing as you press the button there and pull it up, I think it's all good. Now it's time for the main event. Let's get this bonnet on. First things first, we need to unplumb the washer jets and pull out the electrical connectors connecting them to the car. Next, we need to remove the hydraulic struts from the car, as the new bonnet is fiberglass and the struts are just too strong for the lightweight bonnet. This is as easy as popping out a clip and pulling off the struts. Probably is 13 to 10. Always a 10. Oh, it's not. That's odd. 11 mil. That's right. To remove the bolts from the bonnet, you need an 11 mil socket. To make this a one-man job, I leave the top bolts in. That allows me to slide the bonnet off the hinges. If you made it this far in the video, don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button. It massively helps out the channel. So that's part 1 done. The bonnet is off, I've unplumbed it and obviously unbolted it. It's now time to measure up the new holes for the new bonnet, because that has no fixings in whatsoever. It's just a plain bit of fiberglass right now. So looking at the old bonnet and the new bonnet, they've both got the same mounting points here. So I'm probably going to get some masking tape to measure that, measure the holes, lay that over there, and it should give me the perfect fit for the holes. There's a little bit of adjustment, but I do need to get as bang on as I can just to make it as easy as possible. Like I said, I use masking tape to create a template, making sure I cover the entire mounting area. I then cut the tape down to the size that I need and use a Sharpie to draw around the mounting point. This is going to make it much easier to line up on the new bonnet. Next, I mark out the holes so I make sure I drill in the exact place needed. Now, while I've been measuring that up, I have put this on, and that's just a little sneak peek of how it's going to look. I think it is so much more aggressive. Wait for the vents to go in, wait for it to be mounted properly. This thing is 10-10. Now it's time to transfer over the masking tape, get the holes marked up and get them drilled. Luckily, the mounting point was the exact same size, so drawing this out made it perfect to line up. We then used a drill bit to start the hole. We used a bigger drill bit to make the hole bigger, and we moved on to our favourite thing, riv nuts. That allows us to use the standard hardware to remount this bonnet. Now that's done, holes are drilled and the riv nuts have gone in. However, because it's really thin, I did make a mistake. I may have gone through the fiberglass just a little bit. So that's going to need repair, whether we fiberglass or filler. That's very annoying. But hey, time to get this on there. In the same way we took the old one off, we're using to put this new one on with the top bolt staying in and sliding that into the hangers, then securing it with the bottom bolt. So looking at the body lines, this is not too bad down here, but goes quite wide up there. And this is a little bit tight and also goes a bit wide up there. So I'm going to pull this out a little bit. Does need a bit of adjustment. So I need to buy some aero catches as well, because the standard bonnet latch is not going to work on this. It's going to make it a little bit easier and also look a little bit race car. I do also have some vents to go in. This come with the bonnet and it's got vents, but I need to cut them out. There's just no holes in it, so it's not going to let any air out. I'm going to I'm going to tape these on and I'll show you guys what they look like so you kind of get the finished effect, and I'll see if my kidney grills go in too. And before any of you start hating in the comments, it's obviously not going to stay like this. This is demonstration purposes only. I've decided I'm going to wrap the car. Once I've picked a colour and picked a wrap, and the wrap's on the car, then these will go on properly. But obviously, like I said, I need to cut them out anyway, cut the vents out individually, and then stick it to the car after it's been wrapped. I've just realised something. My kidney grills aren't going to fit. These ones are much bigger than the stock ones. I was just about to take these out, and you can see here, I don't know if it shows on camera, especially distances, but these, my stock kidney grills cover pretty much this circumference here, and this is a lot bigger than this. So I'm gonna have to measure them and see if they're on another spec BMW, and hopefully they've come on a different series of BMW that fit those specifications. If not, there's no chance I'm getting kidney grills, and I don't know what I'm gonna do there. So that's a pain, but hold out for the next video where I will hopefully have an answer on that. Seeing as we can't fit the kidney grills, it's not all bad. We've got one more thing to fit, and that is the BMW badge. We've got to drill the holes, and the holes have to be perfect or they're not going to line up. So I think I have an idea. The theory is, put a dab of polish at the bottom of these, and it might be hard to see because this is white and has some whatever that is on it anyway. But dab of polish on the end of these, and imprint that onto there, and that should give me my mark. This is critical, as once I've drilled these holes, there is no going back, and nobody wants a wonky BMW badge on their car. Wish me luck. Now, the moment of truth. I think I've smashed it. That is pretty good. So there it is, guys. The E46 style M3 wing mirrors on, along with the M3 GTR bonnet. Like I said, we are going to wrap this car, so let me know down in the comments what colour you want to see this car, or what colour you think is best for this car. I've got a few in my head, but I'd like to know what you guys think. If you made it this far in the video, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and trust me, come back for the next video, because it is a big, big video that you don't want to miss. So that's all from me. I'll catch you guys in the next one.